Hello, this is Deacon Larry, and this is Renewed. After the last Renewed, when I asked the question, are there any questions that you have? I was asked the question, what's the difference between a cardinal and an archbishop? We have this circumstance in our diocese that our Archbishop is a cardinal, Cardinal Daniel DiNardo. The difference is, in the church there are three orders: deacon, priest, and bishop. It's said that the priest and the deacon share in the priestly ministry. The deacon is a ministry of service, so lesser than the other two. The highest, of course, in the fullness of the teaching role, shepherding role, liturgical role in the life of the church resides in the bishop. There are certain dioceses or certain roles in the church that are of an elevated purpose. The Archdiocese of Galveston-Houston, because of its size and its relationship to the church in Texas, is an archdiocese. Therefore, our bishop is an archbishop. The Bishop of Laredo, a diocese that has a bishop instead of an archbishop, he and Cardinal DiNardo, as archbishop and bishop, have effectively the same local functions. They are the chief shepherds of their church. A cardinal, on the other hand, is someone selected by the Holy Father, selected by the Pope for the purpose of being one of his principal advisors and also an elector of the next Pope. So the ancient language is still very much used that cardinals are princes of the church, and therefore there are not huge numbers of cardinals. If you think about the Catholic Church and its billion-plus members, right? We have approximately 180 cardinals today. Many of them are past 80 years old and no longer can vote for a cardinal. Typically, there are 120 electors, that is, cardinals who are younger than 80 years old who have the privilege of being able, if the need arises, to elect the next pope. That moment in which a pope is elected is called a conclave. And so our own Cardinal DiNardo had the privilege of being in the conclave when Pope Francis was elected. Conclave is a time when the cardinals are set aside in silence, largely for one real purpose, and that is to pray and hear the Holy Spirit's guidance relative to who is and should be our next Holy Father, our next leader, our next principal shepherd and bridge builder. Most cardinals are archbishops. There are cardinals in the history of the church who weren't bishops. So it's an honorific office. It's not an office like bishop, priest, and deacon. We thank you for that question, because when we ask these questions, our knowledge of our own faith indeed is renewed.
Please like, subscribe, or comment below.